Finals time, ladies and gentlemen. It brings the absolute best out of Blacktown Premier League teams that we cannot deny. In live stream knockout history, more often than not, the games we cover finish with less than a 1-goal difference. We start back in 2022. Dooney 1, Junior 0. That Jay Gilleland extra time winner. The week after that, Pons 2, Dooney 1. Evie Sweden's famous kick on Jaden's Werb to keep it in Pons' favour. Dooney and Workers draw and go to pens after Brad Dickinson's long-range pelter. The grand final is then Dooney 2, Pons 0, thanks to Ethan Eichen and Jamie Alessi. Then the next year, Creek and Workers tie and go to pens once again. Pons got beaten 3-0 by Marion, with Ravello scoring against his former club to go straight to that year's grand final. But then Pons and Creek played out the match of a lifetime. 3-2 the way of Pons after Leighton Hinton had the greatest moment of fair play in footballing history. Grand final was 2-1 Marion, as you know, Product Saeed in added time, the 93rd minute, he scored that winner. Then last year, Workers and Creek tie again, go to pens once again, and again it's Creek with the rail of the Pius Faraji score from that impossible angle in regular time. Marion then got swooped 4-1 by Dooney after Dean Kenny Rogers got subbed off due to injury, before Dooney in the grand final prevailed 2-1 over Pons. Another Ethan Eichen show of might. A stack of goals, a million memories, but 8 of those 12 games decided by 1 goal or penalties. 8 of those 12 games decided by 1 goal or penalties. It's almost always a close affair. Tonight barely needs an introduction. Hanna Reserve, it's Pons, it's Workers. My name is Mark Napoli. We will know our grand final winner before the end of this month. But first, we have to get there. Knockout football kicks off tonight. Hey, come on. We turn out the background, please. By a lot. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm to you we will have some special guests and a 90-minute co-commentator throughout the night, but we'll get to that in just a moment. I will let you know who that is in just a second. But our pre-game show guest will be Dave Hubbard, who of course has spent time at multiple Premier League entities, most recently and currently with the Tigers. He'll be jumping on in just a sec. But let's have a look at these two teams specifically. Workers, closest to take that a grand final was, of course, that match against back in 2022. They were on this ground, this pitch, in fact. They beat Marion 1-0 in the process the first week prior to that day, and freshman goal that day. Junior worked up with the pens. Lockie Precious missed. Blake Graham missed, and they went down in the first of 3 consecutive shootout defeats in the final series. Pons, on the other hand, have come close 4 years running. 5 straight grand finals, the first of which they won. Since then, 4 heartbreaking losses on the bounce. Speaking of penalties, it was a penalty shootout that secured grand final victory back in 2019. Pre-COVID, Pons was a big and undefeated Marion side in a game to remember. Since then, though, in grand finals, 2-1 loss, 2-0 loss, 2-1 loss, and 1 loss. That is it's impossible to talk about this game without mentioning the aggregate score between these two sides this season. It's Pons 14, Workers 4. The 2 7-2 victories for the Lions have battered and bruised their Workers counterparts. But as Danny reviewed the Workers catches on the podcast this week, a win here would favour over the tracks of an otherwise underwhelming league campaign that spelled regression and pointed to the Jordan North. If they can overcome those demons today against a team that haven't beat since April 15, 2023, and matches around no less, those cracks will most certainly be paving roads. Should we get long-time Blacktown Premier League football fan Dave Hubbard on the mic? I think we should. Dave, I'll get you to grab this. Thank you so much for making your impromptu debut on the mic. First of all, thank you for being here, but tell me, what do you make of Workers heading into this game?
Look, you never underestimate anybody or semi-final. I like the way that Workers play and the way they approach the football game. And it'll be a great test for them.
Pons obviously coming off the back of a loss to Doonside, which actually meant they didn't get to play Doonside again in the first week of finals. What do you make of Pons and their current form heading into this match? Because it's been a season where they've beaten everybody else but the 2 teams above them.
But leading up to last week, they're probably going to be 600 pounds. Last week, I was 600 players.
hear what's
both sides fought really extremely well. They held their shape very well this time. At some stage where they became very confident. Held their shape very well, and in the end, they didn't get enough to win that game. The Ponds had multiple chances at the half, but to the credit of the Doom side, it was great result for them.
Hey Dave, while you're here as well, there's another game going off on the field behind us. That'll be Mariong versus Doonside for a place straight in the grand final. The winner will get a week off. The loser will play the winner of this game. Do you have a quick prediction heading into the game on the adjacent field?
Yeah, funny that. I'm going to go for Doonside. I honestly believe that Doonside, they've got a great firepower up front. They work hard for each other. No disrespect to Mariong, even though they were the minor premiers, but I just think today I'm going to come up for Doonside.
What about here? Let's get your thoughts about this one. What do you think is going to happen on the match of the round?
Tough one for me to answer, I think, because I've avoided the part of the score. But look, I think it'll be close. I honestly think there won't be much in it. I'm probably going to go 2-1 Ponds.
Okay, 2-1 Ponds is the call. That'll take the aggregate. That'll take the aggregates all the way up to 16-5, I should say. It's going to be an incredible footballing match. We'll go through the lineups in just a second. Dave, I'll take that off you. Thank you so much for your contributions here today. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Someone with your wealth of knowledge and experience is very much valued. I understand that we are just trying to fix some microphone issues, guys, so if you'll just stand by us while we do forage through these fires, that would be very much appreciated. Sorry for the delays in that department, but I think in a moment I will take you through our lineups, ladies and gentlemen, and that will lead us right into kickoff momentarily. Apparently you guys can hear me very well, which, I mean, is an absolute pleasure and honour for you guys. So let's take you through those lineups now. But a summary of what was said in the pre-game. It's going to be a tough game. Ponds might have let their form slip in the last couple of weeks, but it is a general consensus that they will lift their game for the final series. So let's go through the lineups now. Once again, my name is Mark DePoli. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in. Finals football is upon us, and I think we'll go through Workers' lineup first. In goal, it'll be Benny Dalkeith, who doesn't probably want this game to go to penalties because he's only ever saved one penalty in 3 consecutive years of penalty shootouts. He was a hero in the previous round of the 2022 season, where he guided the team through the penalty shootout on his own, but since then 3 consecutive first-grade penalty shootouts that he has been unable to make more than one save in. Chris Dalkeith will be the right-back in this team. Of course, he's been one of their top point scorers from referee votes this year. The barnstorming fullback is here to have a big game, I'm sure. He's next to Brendan Mazzina, who is the 2022 Player of the Year. He'll come up against the person who also won that Player of the Year tag, Blake Skerrill, on the other team here today. He's next to Ian John DeCastro, who was in and out of the first-grade team after becoming an All-Star back in 2023 after the 2022 season. Ian DeCastro, of course, who joined up with the Workers boys after migrating from the Philippines to Australia at age 15, now age 28 later on this year. He has become a stalwart in the heart of their defence. James Appiah will be the left back, a flying fullback, and I tell you what, he's probably my pick for the left back of the year as well. Danny McDougall is the captain of the squad, of course, sits at the base of the midfield 3. In front of him is Taylor Redden, Padraj Alavanya, and actually not a midfield 3, a midfield 4, a 4-4-2, I've been told. That also includes Blake Ford starting off the right-hand side. It's a front 2, which I imagine will read Karen Morsi sitting slightly behind Ahmed Badat, of course, the Golden Boot winner. The big talking point heading into this week was on Tuesday night, could Ahmed Badat score the 1 goal to make him the outright Golden Boot winner? And I tell you what, he did it with a ridiculous finish from some 25 yards out. For Ponds, it reads like this. Connor Gilbert maintains his spotting goal after winning the Golden Boot across both grades. Alex Kwok is in the start of the back four at right back next to Nathan Atchison, Harry Karmas, and Ibrahim Kwok. Guess what? No Matty Hubbard here today. I'll repeat it. No Matty Hubbard. They lied on the podcast. He is unfit to start. The midfield 3 is probably the best in the comp. Sam De Oliveira is the captain next to Taylor Cambaz. Aaron Avery, former Sydney FC and Manchester Youth product, at the front of that midfield, and also one of the Player of the Year contenders. The front 3, it reads Tong, it reads Blake, the equal player of the Year in 2022, and of course Fardad Sanjakani, who comes here off the back of having scored 92 goal contributions in his last 63 games. That's how it reads. It's Workers versus Ponds. It is knockout football. The stars are out to shine, and there are plenty of fans here to enjoy this one. Ponds not used to playing in knockout football this early in the finals campaign. Very rarely have they finished in third place. Many predicted them to finish in second place, considering their squad list at the start of the year, but a couple of injuries in key positions, a couple of players going away on those typical European adventures during the middle of the season has hampered some of their league form. The real test for them tonight is, and in this final series in general, is can they break the hoodoo? They haven't beaten Doonside, they haven't beaten Marion, and those two teams are the teams that finished above them, and once they get through this workers' game, should they have to beat both of those two teams in whatever order in order to win the grand final and their first in half a decade. There are boundaries to break down for this Ponds team. They'll have to do it against the odds, it seems. But for this workers team, they want to break through their hoodoo of not making a first-grade grand final ever since their return to the Premier League in what this sort of new modern era. Of course, they have won 2 on the bounce reserve-grade grand finals, but that's a whole different beast to this first-grade system. And that's where they'd really like to be successful, I'm sure. Brand new coaching this year. We'll see how that looks come the end of August. Very slow start to the game, a couple of throw-ins that have happened, and now a free kick's been called up, I thought, as well, but that ball might have actually not gone out. So it will be Chris Dalkeith to deliver one of his signature long throws. He played it short, though. There's calls for that to be considered a foul throw, but that's not how the rules are written anymore. You're allowed to just throw it in pretty much as quickly as possible, so long as you're not using one hand and chucking it. Lasith Malinga style. There's some ball knowledge for you. James Appiah lets that skid across his forehead before he takes it out wide, being chased down by Blake Skur. Only played 8 games this season. Blake Skur, one of those ones who took an adventure midway through the season, but his destination was apparently South Africa. And he's given away a free kick, has Blake Skur. 4th consecutive year at Ponds, but only spent 3.5 of them actually at the club. There was a half a season stint that he spent in the NPL world at Melita, these days known as Para FC. Free kick delivered in a little shallow for a direct shot, a goal off of the forehead, but Harry Headgear Karmas heads that one away. De Oliveira gets on the ball for the first time of note in the game and launches it up the near side touchline. And now Avery's involved. The question would be how motivated would he be for this one, and he seems like he's looking up for this one so far, but he's been clattered in a perfectly timed challenge just then. Ponds with their first bit of ascendancy in terms of territory. Fardod Sanjakani with his back to goal. And Danny McDougall to compete with as well. 2 players who were right up in the Player of the Year votes this year will be competing, I'm sure, in the All-Stars team if they're here next year. Got no doubt that any coach would be feeling blessed to be able to pick from those 2. Throw in taken. Former Pondsman Karim Morsi only spent a year at the club. Actually, forgive me, spent 2 years at the club. Little push and shove here for George Alavanya and De Oliveira. Bit of passion between those 2. Padraj Alavanya playing as the left-sided midfielder today. Hasn't scored a goal in first grade yet. Picked up a couple of assists. He's not necessarily the first choice winger/wide midfielder for workers, but the former Doonside junior and the former Polonia man who scored a match of the round goal with the Rams. We'll be hoping to have a moment to remember here tonight, I'm sure. Stop-start game, and still, by the way, we'll keep you up to date with what's happening on the far side field as well. There is a Marion versus Doonside ticket straight to the grand final match happening there. None of those 2 teams can get knocked out, but the real jeopardy is in this match here, so we'll keep you informed on what's happening there. But our full focus, of course, is here as Tong Muawal gets away from 1 and 2, but then the third gets in and intervenes. But this is really well done here by Ibrahim Koroma, who's only scored 3 goals this year, both against green teams. Quakers Hill Juniors, his old club, he picked up a brace in that game. And he scored most recently in the match of the round against Eastern Creek. Here is the longest-serving workers player still in the starting lineup. Ooh, and Fardod is definitely going to be quicker than his man. A chance from an acute angle, cuts back onto his left, has to try and get across the face of goal, goes down. McManus doesn't even think about it. No penalty there, and workers fans are brought to a round of applause in appreciation of Ian John De Castro for that shoulder-to-shoulder with one of the best in the business. Avery into the box. Orange Bruce impossible to miss. 23 on his back, but can he get past Dalkeith? No, is the answer to the question, but throw-in it will be. Ibi Koroma will take this throw-in, but now he'll leave it for Blake Skur, so the right winger He's going to come all the way across to the left-sided touchline to launch this one in. The problem is he's dealing with the Hanna Reserve fence. Well, he's got some good distance behind that. Bit of backspin too, and De Castro again involved to get it away. Touch out of the sky by Ibrahim Koroma. And then he's upended by his former teammate Morsi. In fact, those two actually never spent any time together at Pond, so I'll correct myself there. But Ibi Koroma stayed down. Not sure if that's in your camera frame, but Jason McManus, the referee, will now call it up. He fell rather awkwardly at the back of that challenge, I think with Taylon Redden. Have a look here at Matty Hubbard on the right-hand side of your screen. So he's meant to be co-commentating, but instead he's playing as the Panthers trainer. On the field, interjecting. Luckily, Koroma's back to his feet and back by the halfway line. So after all that, Sammy De Oliveira will have a chance to receive the drop ball from Jason McManus, the referee. Near side referee in front of you, by the way, for this entire game will be Thomas Roos. The flag in hand. Here is Karmas. Safety first in more ways than one. Plays it short. Koroma past Blake Ford. And from one former winger against one former defender, it's the former winger who's come out on top. Here is Aaron Avery. That's been put into touch once again. Very, very stop-start game at the moment. Look at the amount of fans here on this near side touchline. It's great to see. Avery involved again. A little bit late to that one. Taylon Redden steps in well. 4 goals for Taylon Redden this year. 2 of them against Polonia. 1 of them in a match of the round for a first time ever. Morsi, who Matty Hubbard identified in the match of the round podcast, was the most dangerous player on the turn in the whole competition. So once again, another stop-start moment in the game. Free kick called up, but only because of the interjection by the referee unintentionally. Hits his own man, his own captain. And now from here, Kambaz slows it down, plays it to his midfield general partner. De Oliveira will receive it back one way or another. As Marion nearly take the lead on the far side of the pitch as well. What's happening down there? Matt Dudgeon involved in the save. De Oliveira with the captain's armband on. Plays it square here to Kambaz, one of the former Norwest boys. Plenty of former Norwest boys here involved in this Ponds team. More wild. Turns. 3-time African Cup winner. Finds Avery. Sends it square. This is Sammy De Oliveira. More wild. Can't quite get it out of his feet. And here goes Appiah. And he's quick. And off he goes. And the workers' crowd are brought to their feet. There's options out wide now. Both sides. He goes to the right. Morsi keeps it in, competing with a slip and slide. Up against Karmas. He stands his ground. Blake Ford sends it back inside. Atchinson flatlines his man. But Dat recycles it. Out wide it goes to Predrag Alavanya, who was born in Serbia but found his way all the way to Workers now. And it's been slowed down. Redden. Really slowed down. Predrag Alavanya with all of the Ponds boys pretty much to compete with. Dressed in gold here today. I'm sure they'd like some silverware though. Well won there by Ian De Castro over Farhad Sanjikani, who's quite a bit much taller than him, as Dow Keith is sized to the ground by an Aaron Avery who was late to the contest. A couple more of those and he'll be seeing yellow, I'm sure. Lots of fans Aaron Avery has. Redden. Touch out of his feet was a little bit loose, but he's able to maintain possession of the ball. This near side touchline is very, very difficult to play on, by the way. So the right wingers and left backs in this first half are going to have a real fun tussle, I'm sure. Alavanya trying to close down Blake Skur. Blake Skur, who in his last 4 seasons of Blacktown Premier League football has averaged 1.12 goals and assists per game. His record reads 74 goals and assists in 63 games. Thanks large in part to his Blockbuster 2022, where he won that Player of the Year award. He picked up quite a lot of assists in that one. In fact, to be exact, picked up 15. Alex Kwok, right back. Finds Farhad Sanjikani in a wide channel here, but he gives it away. Tong Morwal was the one who occupied the middle. And now Avery stabs it in behind. but Appiah is just as quick as Fardod. And the 23-year-old's done well to shield it out, but it will be a Pons throw-in. Searching for the first goal of this final. Searching for the first goal on this entire reserve. There is still a game going on next door. Of course, in fact, Ethan Ikens might be running through here for Doonside. There's a chance at the back stick here, but Oscar Osei saved it well. Anyway, back in focus on the game in front of us. So Blake Skerr's got a lot more room to deliver this throw-in in. Let's see what he does with it. Long, flat. Avery off his knee, cleared away by De Castro. De Castro's had a good start to the game. Karmas on the turn, De La Veda. And off he goes. Quick turn of pace there, past Ahmed Badat into a central area. Workers must communicate, and they do. Well done by All-Star representative Benny Dow-Keith. Bang off his left foot, and away that goes. Very, very long kick as he looks to find Blake Ford. 11 years of workers' experience in the boots of those two players there, but Karmas, who's in his first year at Pons, does really well. I've been told by some of his former Norwest current Pons teammates that he was very good when he deputised as a centre-back, even though he's been playing as a left full-back for some time now. Doddy wants this one quickly. He's going to try and receive it. Bazzina over his head. De Castro not quite cut past him, but he's hit the deck. Dodd now, and the acute angle keeps his footing just about square across the face of the goal! Score! Again! This is his fixture. This is his ground. Blake Skerr picks up another one. His fourth goal in 9 games. Another one in a knockout game. There is no one more reliable than Blake Skerr in a contest like this. But the work of Fardod in the process was just as tasty. One defender gone, 2 defender burnt on the ground. The cutback across the face and the finishing off the post was exquisite. 1 zip, and Pons have had it coming. They have deserved this lead. Blake Skerr with a finish so typical of the great man. And that is what Pons can do at their best. Some good passing, yes, but asking your individual stars to do individual brilliance, and that is what happened. Matty Hubbard, now you want to come along and be social, don't you? You have to find that microphone down there. I'll get you to press the on button as well. Here, flick it past me. Well done. Let's get you involved for this live chat reaction. So, an incredible finish by your teammate Blake Skerr. But what about the work from Fardod, mate? What are you noticing about the game so far in the opening 10-15 minutes or so? Just get you to talk a little bit louder, Matty. Sorry about that. Just get you to yell a little bit if you could. Chance here again. Fardod Sanjikani. He's got past Bazzina, the former Spartans man, really well. Another match of the round assist for Fardod Sanjikani. He cuts back just outside of the box. Now he delivers again. Avery! Oh, car park! Lots of love for Aaron Avery here, Matty Hubbard, but he's been pretty involved so far, hasn't he? It makes it 4 match of the round goals and 4 match of the round assists now for Fardod Sanjikani. Where do you think workers are at their most dangerous, though? What have you noticed? Okay, Matty, I'll get you to come back in a little bit later. I'll let you watch the game on your own volition and enjoy it in your own way. I'll get you to switch that microphone off. But these two having a little hello. UFC Sunday is tomorrow, but I wouldn't mind the little undercard here. Looking for free rego at Mount Druitt, are you? Good on you, Matt. I'll call you back a little bit later when there's a big talking point. Thanks very much for your time here today. But the first moment of tensions being raised here, perhaps. Good ball in by Danny Mack. Punched away by Connor Gilbert. 22-year-old goalkeeper who's come back into this team and made a real name for himself this season. Here is Dalkeith in an area he's not really all that familiar with. Appiah able to keep it, then he gives it away. Back this goes to Nathan Atchins, another one of the Norwest crop, the youngest of the one who's come across. He's 24 this year, Nathan Atchins, and the rest of the boys are sort of around that 27, 28-year-old mark. He joined off the back of his development years in Castle Hill United as well as Rouse Hill Rams. Harry Karmas, you might have heard, saying that wasn't the greatest moment of intricate play between the Norwest boys, but got to be happy, I'm sure, with the scoreline so far in their favour. Delivered in by Avery. It's gone long and very high, but Tong Muwal is very tall. He's won it. Dalkeith away. Koroma got his first match of the round goal. He puts it in towards the backstick. It had some whip, some dip, but was always going wide by the 22-year-old, who has quickly accelerated himself into the headlines this season, Ibi Koroma. He's deputised out at right back, at left back, on both wings. Of course, it was only last year where he was picking up quite a lot of goals in Mariong's 21 system, you might remember. Ibrahim Koroma picked up 30 goals and 5 assists, including one in the grand final, in which they beat Quakers Hill Tigers. Obviously, the step up from 21s to first-grade men's is rather difficult. But he has adjusted, and not only that, adjusted his position on the pitch expertly well. Been super impressed. Ahmed, who's touch, I haven't really seen too much of him, but he's got the ball, then giving it away. Chance here. Flaggers stay down. Fardod past the keeper. Now just one player on the line to beat Steadies himself and buries it. That might already be the game, you know. Fardod's 5th match of the round goal. Doing all the hard work himself. If this was a league game, give him 3 points already. Tackling, pressing from the front, and putting Workers to the sword. And are we on for another slaughtering here? This contest might already be over. History tells us that these are not good signs for Workers fans. Chris Dalkeith is a frustrated figure at right back. He's not quite sure who he's yelling at here. I can't tell if it's the referee or if it's his own teammates. Either way, he is livid, seething at something that either did or wasn't called there in his opinion. He thinks that there was a foul in the build-up to that goal, but Fardod Sanjakani will say, I don't care. And that's why he finished it with aplomb. He even took a second to steady himself, and still the Workers boys had no time to get back and track him. This is Fardod's quarter-final match. Avery, he stabs it in behind again. Fardod's on a hat-trick already. FSK won't find his 6th match of the round goal just yet. It's already his 5th, in fact, Workers goal contribution of the season in live games only. Koroma. Working really hard, but trying to get over to... I think that was a foul there. Bazina probably tracked the foul from the first bit of contact, and the second bit was enough to justify the whistle being blown. Perhaps that's fair enough. Avery leading the press. Out wide to Appiah. This is Pradraj Alavanyu. Stabs it back to his teammate at left back. McDougall. Need to see a captain's performance from him. Not quite happening here so far. Chance here. Workers numbers forward. This will work out nicely here for Tong. Spent 6 weeks back home in South Sudan, but he's adjusted to the speed of this game just fine. He's been playing as a centre-back the last 2 weeks, back into the wing here tonight. That's no easy task. Skur, the man who's won the game so far for them. In behind now, looking for Fardod. De Castro was there, who had such a solid first 10 minutes or so, but since then this Workers' defence has been peppered. Searching ball out wide. Blake Ford. Need to see some real moments of magic from Workers here. All right. Square. Very, very slow movement of the ball. Pons happy to sit in. Pons look really locked in here. Alex Kwok will go to close down. Corner it will be. Well, Pons now having their turn to be incensed by a decision that's not gone their way. (2-0) if you've just joined us. With everything going Pons' way, the ball is bouncing their way. And largely the decisions have gone their way, but this one hasn't. And let's see what Workers can do from that. Can they capitalise? Ford was there, cleared away there by Taylor Cambaz. Brilliant by Fardod. Cambaz just had too much time on the ball there. Now he's giving it away. Ball in behind, searching for Blake Ford.
Get up, Tay.
So the entire Workers coaching staff of yesteryear is here. There is Mick Hawthorne, there is Darren Graham, and of course their current coaching lineup is here too. There's lots of smart Workers heads here. Apparently Mick Hawthorne was involved in last week's halftime chat that turned around the entire outcome of that game. Tong, lovely, out wide. This man opened the day. It's Blake Skerr back square across the face of goal, cleared away. Pretty composed there to find McDougall from De Castro. Right, Blake Ford here on this near side touchline. Goes back to Chris Dalkeith, who's suddenly calmed down a little bit. Morsi has found Ahmed Badat. I tell you what, there's a chance brewing here. If Zena's not careful, tell you what, so for Farda not to win the Golden Boot, having not taken a single penalty this year, he's probably made his season more memorable with his performance here tonight. Appiah out wide on the far side touchline. Cuts back inside, right on the halfway line, finds Taylor Menon. Oh, someone scored in the far side game. Offside is the flag that has been raised. So it's Marion who have a goal chalked off. Look at the space here for Cambaz. Avery, beautiful touch pass. Cambaz has 2 goals this season. Appiah snuffs it out well. Not really a position he's all too familiar with. Skerr, he can hit them. Skerr, he can hit them. He can hit them on this foot too. Blocked, wide corner. Yes, exactly right. Benny Dalkeith is screaming at his midfield and defence to shut them down early, but Workers have half switched off here. And this game is in real danger of becoming a no contest very quickly. Physio Matt Hubbard involved, giving some water to Ibi Koroma. That'll do the trick. So once again, it's deadlocked in the far side game. And it's 2-0 here with a slight injury delay, courtesy of Alex Kwok, the 22-year-old who's into his second year at the club. Someone who's actually really good at heading the ball is Alex Kwok. He's got quite a leap on him. This to be delivered in, I believe, by Taylor Cambaz. One hand raised. Very good ball. Probably a foul there in the box with 2 hands in the back. Not going to be given, though. In fact, now it will be. Matty Hubbard's not on the mic right now, but he can fact check me. At no point this season have you guys had a 2-0 lead and given it up. Is that correct? True. So you had a 3-goal lead versus Tigers that became a 1-goal lead in that 4-3 crazy 7-goal thriller. But they have not surrendered a 2-goal lead this season. So again, history tells us that this game is already won. Is that a dangerous thing to say, or am I just beckoning the football gods to get involved? Appiah, touch off his face there by the Newbury Bulls junior. Karmas lets it bounce. Karmas has let it bounce. Gilbert spilt it, but Ahmed is going to receive a yellow card here. Karmas is saying that leg was rather quite high raised. And asking for a more dark shade of red, perhaps, but he was never going to get that. So a reminder, if you're new to the competitions and you're watching, or at least trying to watch both games happening here, or perhaps you're tuning in. Oh, what is this? Morsi! Morsi's got a chance back into the game. How's he missed? Not even on target. Head up! That is the kind of reason, right there, probably why Pons didn't win the league this year. Moments of lapse in concentration like that. That was a moment of absolute madness. It's the worst mistake in the game, and it hasn't been capitalised by Karim Morsi, of course, against his former club. There's a grave concern for something that's happened on the far side of the pitch against Doonside and Marion. Both sets of physios have run onto the pitch, so all we can do is hope for the absolute best. I'm sure our sideline commentator, Matty Hubb, will keep an eye on his phone to let us know what's happening. But both teams have surrounded the player. For both teams to be surrounding a player, it means that there is something seriously wrong here. Well, anyway, back focus on what's happening here, because Pons are looking to turn their 2-goal cushion into a 3-er. Off the back of the head of Taylor Redder, and that'll make him dizzy for a second. Predraj Alavanya took a year off football last year. It looks like it's one of the Marion boys who were injured. Sorry? Ethan Kerrick? Ethan Eichen injured. Well, all we can do is hope for the absolute best to Ethan Eichen. Big shout for the ball here. Bikorom is not going to win that shout. It'll be Workers' ball. One of the most contested things in football, and yet one of the most useless things in football is the throw-in. It's always up for debate. Koroma has it into touch with a bit of French to go with it. Right, so Dow Keith, again, he's competing with the fence here. But he's got some real venom behind his throw-ins. Let's see what he can do here. Critical moment in the game. Away by Tong Morwal. Koroma's done well. Ooh, Meg on Blake Ford. But then he's won it back, though. Have a look at this. Redden trying to hold it up. Koroma is a man possessed today. Absolutely love it. So still major concern for the Doonside player that we believe to be Ethan Eichen down on the far side. Avery's lost out on the ball here, but Cambaz has recycled it, helping out his midfield buddy there. Apia. Padraj Alavanya. And the competitive bodybuilder gives it back to Ahmed Badanu, then gives it back all the way to Danny Mack. Out wide to Apia. Triangles forming in black and white here. But Workers need to really do something with it.
Slide forward, Tom.
Not happening at the moment for Workers. They look unsure of themselves. Karma sends it away. Well won there by Chris Dalkeith, who hasn't let anything go so far in this game. Been Workers' best player. Really well done there by Avery, hustling hard. Ball in behind. Might hold up well here for his striker, but well done there by Bazina. Danny Mack, equal top point scorer from referees' votes this year for Workers. This is Alavanya, tippy-toed out wide, looking for Apia, but he cuts back inside. Far too well easily read there by De La Veda. Still, they go on, calling for a foul. Pons, not going to be given. Dalkeith against his former club. Dalkeith against his former club, away by the block. Tong Morwal, but Chris Dalkeith puts his head where most wouldn't put their foot. And Bazina, crossfield switch of play by the former Spartans man to find another one who played in their youth ranks. Here is Appiah. Infield ball. Badat, the golden boot winner. Taylor Redden, out wide. Blake Ford. Blake Ford still hasn't scored a goal in first grade this season. Neither wingers or wide midfielders for Workers have scored first grade goals this year. Appiah, oh, he's so good. And Atchison slides in perfectly timed. Kambaz, 2v1, given away. That should have been an opportunity there, certainly on the Workers' goal for Ponds. Danny Mack, right footed pass out wide. 3 goals, 3 assists for the captain of Workers this year. Blake Ford's not having his greatest game at the moment. Tong Moore, wow, this is a chance. You don't want to be one-on-one with this guy, but De Castro sent him out wide. Well done, to be fair. Oh, and he's got past him on the second time of asking too. This is a chance here. There's space. Workers need to invigorate themselves here, but they're moving so slowly. No, Workers are just not out of third gear right now. Unfortunately, they're in a 6-speed at least. Blake Skur, winning goal to his name so far. By the way, the far side game has actually restarted, so, I mean, I guess a nice sign that the ambulance hasn't had to be called, which usually incurs a complete stoppage of the game. That game back underway. Apparently Ethan Eichen is back on the pitch. So he's recovered his ACL, put some ice on it. Some time wasting in the first 20 minutes for Doonside, perhaps. Darkness creeping over this Hanna Reserve field here. There was a bit of a shallow ball hit in there, I believe, by De La Veda. James Appiah. Square to his captain. That was a blocked pass out wide, but it's found Pradraja Lavagna, who's just sent it to Casper, the friendly ghost. Nowhere in a Workers jersey. Not quite sure what Workers are trying to do here. Ponds themselves are wasting these chances they're having in top areas of the pitch. That's a new one. Caught on a great pass, great touch, Avery. Tong competing with the conditions on that far side and a bit of a hill too. He's got past Blake Ford. Good ball into the box. In the end, it rolled into the hands of Ben Dalkeith. If Workers switch the play quickly, there's so much space on this far side. Danny Mack. But that out wide, playing as the facilitating striker right now. Redham 1-2, much better by Workers. Koroma in strong. Daddy. 32 minutes played, Dalkeith's long throw. Now we'll have to deliver this in left-footed. Koroma's been so good today. Like we said before, a man possessed. Oh, he's given it away. Doesn't want to give away a foul here. Luckily, the Bazina jumped over it. Bazina still goes to deliver it across from one side of the pitch to the other. Alavanya against Kwok. Well done. Kwok there. Avery now back out wide. There is Alex Kwok. And the two Women's Premier League coaches for Ponds combining up the right-hand side flank. And then given away by Skur. Rare moments of unfocused there. Karim Morsi. Oh, Skur's done really well to intercept that. Well read. Getting a bit colder around here at Hanna Reserve too. In the space of from 5 to 6 o'clock
Going down at least 5 degrees as Marion almost score another goal. Even though, yes, it is deadlocked there. It is 0-0. Oh, he's got that pass wrong. It's out. Keith has recovered it for Workers. Oh, what's he doing?
He's lost his footing.
But then Pons again give it away. Pons have had so many opportunities in their final third to craft more goals, and they're just rushing at a touch. But Workers are again not on the same wavelength right now. Tong Morwal. Tong still given away, covered well. I think that's Morsey all the way back here defending against his old club. Given away to Avery, of all people, the player of the year contender. Delivers in Avery. What a peach of a ball, cleared away by De Castro. Danny Mack. Appiah back to Danny Mack. They're looking at their captain to inspire them from midfield. Forward runners coming through the right back. Chris Dalkeith here under our noses in the match of the round on the live stream. Reminder to leave a like on the live stream if you have a second to minimise your screen. Please let us know you're enjoying what you're experiencing towards the back stick. Well cleared away there by Kwok, a competent header of the ball. That's better by Workers. Need much, much more of that. 9 minutes of regular time left to go in this pulsating, fast-starting first half that's petered out just a little bit in the last 10 or 20. And after Pons took their lead, what's the need to push numbers forward? Oh, Doonside just won the ball in Marion's box and they've lost it. Ball delivered in towards the back stick here in the match of the round. Cleared away. Redham was looking for another match of the round goal from a corner. Dangerous. Skur away. De Oliveira right into the night sky. Appiah over the head of Farhad Sanjakani. Might be smart to foul in here because here come Pons. Avery stabs it out wide with the Trivella. There is De Oliveira. Not really a position he's too familiar with. Nosebleed for him. And back he goes into a more familiar midfield position. Avery stabs it out wide again. That little reverse pass that he's been doing, so effective. Pons playmaker. Scored in consecutive match of the round games this year. First, Workers, of course. Oh, brilliant by Karmas. Really, really good. Oh, and then the foul. A slightly late call as Pons thought they had a real chance at goal. Morsey. Karim Morsey. Well, it looks like he's being almost told off by Taylor and Redden there, and Morsey is 3 times now has sort of put his hands to his hips in that kind of, oh, what do you expect gesture. Atchison receives it. Sends it away. Beyond the halfway line, but into touch too. Slight delay in the game as we look for a football. Still, we go on. We're waiting for the game to return. Morsey again. Out wide to Blake Ford. Maybe this time for the 24-year-old winger, no. And away that goes. Keith has sent it into Rosette. But they're trying to play this one quickly. Fardon not quite happy with that. Avery, touch off of the throw-in. Trying a little bit too much there, Aaron Avery. Koroma. Avery, looking for morale. Not quite happening for him. Rugby tackle in the middle of the pitch.
Run, Avery!
5 minutes left to go in this first half. There may be one or two added on, nothing more than that. Avery out wide. Skur. Oh, De Castro. Coming in hot, but winning it perfectly cleanly. Skur to line up that long throw, then didn't do it. Then did it. Avery. A third goal here, right on the cusp of halftime, would kill this game off. Almost certainly.
Good hit, Sammy T.
2 goals in 2025 for De Elevator. None in the match of the round. Not to be from that one there. He's pulled that one harmlessly wide. Bazina. Dalkeith. This will be big. Oh, it's huge. But who is going to get the foul here? This is an important call. It's gone against Pond, so it'll be a yellow card for Karmas. And that means he'll be living on thin ice for the entire second half and what's left in this first. Let's have a look at it back on my replay here, which is about 20 seconds behind. This will be fun to watch. Oh, yeah, isn't that good? Karim Morsi against his old club. Couple steps in the run-up. Curling efforts, cleared away to Castro, the target. He's gone down, stayed down. Geez. Karmas, who of course is only wearing headgear because he likes to put his head into precarious situations, is the one who's gone down as well. Geez, that was a big hit. I don't think it was head-on-head, but I think it was the manner in which De Castro fell. No, there was some contact actually with De Castro's head, unintentionally, of course. No ill intent. Wow, but even in the background, Harry Karmas has got the headgear off and he's trying to get rid of the stars and the butterflies he's seeing at the moment. There's real concern for him. If not more for him now than De Castro, who's back to his feet. If this was a professional sport, there'd be a mandatory stoppage to assess any potential damage to the head. And he's a tough cookie, but hence the headgear probably a bit too tough for his own good doing. Well, they're giving him a quick test here. 90 seconds left to go in this first half, by the way, but expect 3 or 4 to be added on now. Would be my professional opinion. Yeah, Karmas is actually going to take a break. So I think the smart thing for him to do would be to actually take the rest of the half off. Get Pons to sit back and be really defensive and assess him properly, just for all safety purposes. But we'll see what they do. Victor Leby, who's recovering from a shoulder reco, played in the reserve grade game, in which Pons lost to Doonside 2-1. Marion reserve grade going down an unbelievable 6-1 to Workers. The reserve grade team Workers just know what to do, don't they? Tong Moawal. Chance for Avery as the ball is now firmly back in play. Someone's gone down off the ball. Someone's gone down off the ball. Still we go on. Someone's injured off the ball. Avery sliding in. Tong's still down. Our Avery goes down. My word, just bring us to halftime already. So it's Tong. For Tong to be injured in an attacking play and for him to go down and disrupt his own team's attacking play means that there's definitely something wrong. We'll see what the extent of the damage is there. But after all that, by the way, Ponds are going to have a free kick with potentially just seconds left to go in this first half. And once again, if they are to get a 3-goal cushion heading into half-time, I'd almost say that the game is over. I wouldn't hesitate to say it. Well, I think it's actually going to be a drop ball after all that, but if it was Pond's ball, they have every right to compete for this. So they are going to compete for this. Let's hope it's skinhead Wazza style. So Karmas is back on the pitch, by the way. I don't really know if he had any kind of real medical assessment, but I think we're going to get a drop ball. Yes, we are. And De Oliveira blocked off. Heat take air at the moment instantaneously. Cambaz calling for a short option. Here is Ibrahim Koroma. Well done there by Blake Ford. That's better from the winger in defence. This will be tough for Fardod Sanjakani. Down he goes on the Dal Keith's challenge. Corner it'll be. And seconds to eat into too. So we're already nearly 2 minutes into this one. Not even a corner. It will actually be a free kick. So for those who are just listening and not watching, it's essentially a corner from about 4 or 5 yards in. Big chance here for Ponds. Look at Avery short on the edge of the box. This is criminal. Hit it, Avery. Blocked. Back out wide to the free kick taker, Cambaz. Left-footed ball in. But that was actually offside on the former Northwest man. Ben Dalkeith, the goalkeeper, losing his marbles, but rightly so. How can you leave the former Sydney FC man free? Koroma. Avery. That's a lovely ball in behind. Fardod Sanjakani to Castro. Not on the same wavelength there is Tong Moawal. I think Ponds could definitely rue some of the chances that they've missed here in this first half, or at least failed to create. They've been a little wasteful. Lovely touch by Koroma. I would love to see Ibrahim Koroma with fresh legs be the winger, like he was in the match of the round where he scored his goal, his winning goal. Karmas sending it long to Castro. So the two headbangers there. Avery searching for a marauding Alex Kwok. Here is Blake Skur, barreled off the ball. Two all-star teammates coming together there. Ball sent in behind. Connor Gilbert reads it. Well, this might come towards me here. And away that goes by the 22-year-old keeper. Look at the watch by Jason McManus. We're getting very close. The first half, that still, I would have to say, belongs to Fardod Sanjakani. His assist, then his goal, proving to be nearly decisive. As Karma sends it into the car park again. Been waiting 5 years for a touch on camera. Nearly got one there too. That's the closest I've ever been. Badat looking to flick it on. Last chance here in the first half, perhaps for Workers, or maybe even a last chance here for Ponds. Not to be. Appia recycling things here for Workers. Kwok read it so well. Two young fullbacks colliding there. That will do it. After 49 minutes of this first half, which has been so good for the Ponds boys, and especially to Fardod Sanjakani, picking up another mountain of match of the round goal contributions to make this 2-0 the way of Ponds, who finished above Workers and finished above them by some margin of points too. And they're showing their disparity in class here because Ponds have been at the races and Workers seemingly haven't made any real chances except for the one where they were gifted one from 40 yards and couldn't quite find the target. Anyway, come back in about 10 minutes or so for some interviews before the second half commences. We'll get some of the sideline stars to give their opinion on the game. But until then, 2-0, all thanks to Carlos Sanjikani and Blake Skur. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half between Workers and Ponds about to kick start. It's the latter. Ponds, who are in the lead 2-0 right now. 2 early goals in that first half have these two teams separated. Hanna Reserve has got a whole lot darker here as we head towards the middle to end parts of August. It is a long road back, it seems, for Workers. At what point will Chris Wicks come off the bench? At what point will we see Taylor Hunter come off the bench, perhaps, for Ponds? This will be a fantastic second half where we will see if Ponds' defensive capabilities are as good as they need to be to win a grand final, perhaps in the next 2 weeks or so from here, or if Workers have the mettle and the guile to work themselves back into this match and perhaps beyond and break their hoodoo. Mark DePoli here for your second half, as I was in the first. Pleasure to have you back. Hope you're all returning viewers are settled in for what's to be a thrilling second half. Still 0-0 between Doonside and Marion on the far side. Ethan Eichen is definitely 100% okay. A slight hyperextension of his knee. Think of that Kingsley Coman clip where he does his knee, but a whole lot less worse in terms of the outcome. Right, it'll be Karim Morsi who kicks us into the second half. Surely changes of foot for Workers soon. So yes, there are changes of foot. So that looks like Blake Ford, who's dropped into centre-back. Right, we'll see, and we'll keep you updated on who and what has changed as time goes on. Given away there as McDougall steps in, and he gives it away straight away.
Yeah, bro.
Sent away from the goal kick. Easily one in the air there by Brendan Bazina, who looks like he's moved into the base of the midfield. Alavanya gave it away. Avery sends it out wide. There goes Tong Muwal. A third goal will almost assuredly cancel this game before it even really gets started. Clipped back out wide to the man whose name is all over the goal and assist charts so far in this first half, as he always is. Back to Koroma from Fardod Sanjakani, FSK. Koroma back to Sanjakani. Karmas, who has recovered perfectly fine, says the physio. Chance here. Big chance here. Kwok with pace to burn. And a good ball towards Tong Morwal. Cleared away. Great clearance. Bazina into midfield. So it looks like a 4-3-3 now. They've dropped to the 4-4-2, which seemed too flat in my opinion as well. Badat now. Trying to skin Karmas. Karmas read it well. Really well. Morsi, great turn of pace. And Morsi! Oh, it's tipped away with the best save of the year. No question. Connor Gilbert has sprung like a cat to keep the clean sheet intact. Wow. It almost looked like he left the dive intentionally late, but it worked out perfectly well for him. So Morsi, just like that, can trigger the game and bring Workers back into it, but not to be just yet. Still 2-0 at Reeds, 47 minutes played, 2 into the second half. Redden is threatening again. Tallest and bravest from Workers' corners, it seems. Morsi, who just created that opportunity out of nothing. De Castro now, not really known for his long range of passing. Avery now pops it in behind, overhit, and easily into the hands of Benny Dalkeith. Played short by Benny Dalkeith to find his older brother, senior of 4 years. Dalkeith, first time sitting at long, working out pretty well so far. Alavanya in behind, looking for Badat, not quite happening. Redden, I think, on that far side. Elevator. To his right back, Kwok. Skur, whose goal is so far the winner. Free kick given as Kwok slid in on Appiah. Danny Mack to deliver. Workers looking for that touch of quality in the final third in this second half. And their first avenue to doing that is to change their formation, move this man back into centre back. Ford clipping it in, and then the hopeful flick on by Alavanya just seemed unnecessary there, and the waste of an opportunity. Connor Gilbert, who's got a moment to look back on, I'm sure, with great glee. Kwok now. Danny Mack dropping between the centre back, sending it out wide to Alavanya. I think he would be the replacement to come off, but at what point for Chris Wicks, who apparently tweaked a groin a couple of weeks ago? Tong, he's quick, real quick. More Wilds got past his oppressor to deliver it in towards the back stick. Skur, a little far-fetched for the 28-year-old. Skur still up against Appiah. Appiah closing down Skur. Well done there by Jimmy Appiah. And then he missed the slide tackle too. Competing here with Farded. He's too quick, Jimmy the Jet. Brings about a round of applause by the Workers faithful. Had too much to cheer about here today. On we go, says Jason McManus. Easily read there by Ibrahim Koroma. He then gives it away. Alavanya, chance here for Workers. Or not. What's happening here? So after all that, it's going to be a Hans ball. Avery. Flush of pace. Still deadlocked on the far side. Game 2, by the way. A ticket straight to the grand final. Both of them wanted. I had a chat to both the playing staff, a couple of them, and the coaching staff of both. They both want to win the game. They both want the week off. They'll welcome it. Bit of a change of tone after last year. Alain Marion. Our ball's gone onto the adjacent fields pitch, so it'll be a long wait to get this one back, I'm sure. Okay, so this is the moment that we thought would come, but we didn't think it would happen this early. Here comes Chris Wicks. Chris Wicks, one of the most prolific match of the round goal scorers in recent years. Picked up a poker, of course, against Riverston, his former club. Poker being 4 goals on the same day that his teammate did. First and only 2 ever pokers scored in match of their own history. There has been a 5-goal haul once, though, in the PL2. A poker. Oh, could be a card here. What colour will the card be? Big moment, this one. It's yellow. Big decision. Perhaps he was a little bit too far from goal. The angle wasn't quite right. A yellow it's been given as.
Now there's both semis, both fields, and then another one next week. And that is the worst website to try and work survey. I didn't even look, I just wait for the group chat until we were on play.
Just a free kick, it'll be the Elevator to take this one. Goes towards the back stick. Chance for Atchison! Saved at the near post. Benjamin Dow Keith from free kick to corner. Cambaz will come across and take this one. We're going to get Matty Hubbard on the mic in just a sec. To be delivered in by Cambaz, it is towards the back stick. Couple competing for it, cleared away by Ford. Could be delivered in, recycled here by the diminutive number 10. Tong is there off the back of De Elevator's cross. Fado Sanjikani across the face of goal. Good hands. Benny Dalkeith again keeping them in this game. Well clear of the halfway line as it bounces in favour of Pons though. And outside of that chance for Workers in the opening moments of that second. Oh, given away again by Connor Gilbert. Morsey it's come to again. This is Wicks off the bench. Back to Morsey. Oh, heart and mouth stuff. When the game settles down for a bit, we will get the GOAT centre back of the BDSFA on the mic. Don't you worry about it. Just waiting for a break in play. Avery here. Riding the challenge well. Back it goes to Kwok. Oh, loose pass to him. Will Pons suffer a quick throw in here at the hands of Workers? Well, they do, and then it was missed by Morsey. Avery gets a second bite of the cherry here. Cambaz. It's a very good ball. Koroma is quick. Standing up tall was Chris Dalkeith. Avery is hacked. And is he already on a yellow? No, he's not on a yellow. So Chrissy Dalkeith is safe for the time being. Let's get you involved, Matty Hubbard. I won't get you to grab that mic. We'll just share this one here. Make sure you speak right into it. Second half, there was that early chance to cut in Morsey, but other than that, it's been all Pons, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, but we haven't, put one away to, put Workers to bed. So it's still game on here. If Workers can get one, I think there'll be a great finish coming up.
Chris Wicks coming on. Essentially, outside of his match fitness, I would say bringing the team. It's a better quality team now that Workers have, the better quality 11. How much of a danger does he pose?
Wicks is a natural talent. You let him go and he'll probably outrun every defender in this comp, so he's a dangerous player. He's probably happy I'm not playing because I will take him down every time we play because he's that good.
Yeah, that is the strategy there. I'm sure Kyle Dominici knows all about that. Matty Hubbard, I'll let you go. We'll get you back on a little bit later. There's a chance here brewing for Workers. Ooh, another haphazard clearance by Connor Gilbert. Pons have survived. But now they have a chance brewing. Fardod, not really known for his crosses into the box, but getting away after Dalkeith intervened. Cleared away again by Benny Dalkeith, just bouncing shy of the halfway line. Oh, on the far side, Dooney have taken the lead. It looks like it's come from well away from the goal, nearly the halfway line. Wow, well, if that's the case and Ryan Dominici's picked up a goal, geez, there won't be many more important than that one that'll ever score. Geez, he loves this fixture as well. He scored, of course, such a crucial goal last year in the 4-1 demolition job of Marion in the grand final qualifier. And now, it sounds like he's come up with another one. That game straight back into kickoff as this one's been put into the box as we shift our attention back into the match of the round at hand. Appiah at the back stick can rise high, but not high enough. Goal kick it'll just be. So we're now on the cusp of the 2/3 mark of the game. A game that sees Pons surviving the first round of knockouts. No second chances here, and while Workers, yes, do have reserve grade games to follow this after their incredible win 6-1 over Workers in a 3rd v 4th game. I'm sure they'll want to stick in first grade as well and break all that mould. Avery. Look at this genius footwork there. And the ball is good. The ball is real good. Sanjikani penalty every day of the week. It's about to be good night for Workers. For Aaron Avery, if he wins Player of the Year, clip that moment and watch it back. And that's the moment right there. That kind of quality. The turn, he beat 2. And he curled the ball in behind, and he has ended up winning his side a penalty, and there is absolutely no doubt about it. The question is, who will take it? Does Fardod Sanjakani want his hat-trick? It looks like it's going to be Tong. The three-time African Cup winner has picked up 3 goals on his return to Blacktown Premier League football. He's spent time at Ponds in years gone by. The 23-year-old has also scored 2 goals already, a brace against Workers in their most recent first-grade meeting. And now, from the spot, a chance to essentially win the game with still 30 to go. And he does! And he buries it! And it's most likely the game over. Ponds staring down the barrel of another victory over Workers this season. Not since April 15, 2023 have Workers been able to overcome them. And they're not going to even get close today. Ponds have come to the party like they said they would. They locked in. And now they're locked in for a grand final qualifier too. It's going to need something very special to turn this around. Well, Workers had an incredible 2-0 down to 4-2 comeback victory last week against Polonia to secure finals football. But I do not think that is on the cards against a vastly superior team. And the Ponds boys are dancing in front of the camera, and as they should. Well done to you guys. Workers looking for any rub of the green right now. I can't get over how good Aaron Avery's swivel and ball in behind was to win that penalty. It's so good. Appiah, who can hold his head real high here today. Ahmed Badat. Dougal, that's so good by Skur. Less than 30 minutes to go. So, as it stands right now, it will be Ponds versus Marion in what is set to be a blockbuster match next week to secure one of those 2 teams in the grand final to face what is currently going to be due inside. I can almost promise you Ponds will be there next week. Appiah trying to get his side back into the contest. Wins a free kick. The best thing about that Avery move is it'll be right under your feet, under your eyes of the camera. Just did a comment come in from some of the Ponds fans. A reminder that it now reads 17-4 on aggregate this season across 3 games. Ball put in. Appiah is there. I thought that might have actually crept under the crossbar there. It did not. So if I'm Ponds at this point, 3-0 up with less than 30 minutes to go, less than 28 minutes to go. In fact, I'd be bringing on the likes of Taylor Hunter, who hasn't played a football match, a full football match in first grade since the start of the year before he went on a huge expedition overseas. I'll be bringing him on to get him some first grade minutes. Lax, Jesse Thowen off the bench as well is a really good option. He scored a match of the own goal against Workers earlier this season. There's some young ones off the bench who could really do with the time. Chris Wicks. Some Ponds fans on the far side absolutely loving that. Or I think it might actually be Ibi Koroma all by himself. Well clear of the halfway line. Connor Gilbert, monster kick. Blake Ford cleared away. Atchison wins it out of the sky. Bit of aerial ping pong going on here. Ahmed Badat has scored 6 goals against Workers in 3 seasons. So 6 in 6 matches. should say against Pons. Down goes Appia in the box. A penalty in my opinion. Real concern here for Appia. In fact, it's not even Appia. It's Nathan Atchison, who has not been shy of getting injured in his 2 years at Pons. Of course, in the first round of the season against Marion, he had to go off. And he was away for a while too. Very, very tall young centre back, Atchison. But he's struggling here. A real concern here. About to be helped to his feet, I believe, but this will add on some time very soon. Still on the far side, by the way, it is 1-0 to Doonside. Don't quite know exactly what the goal was in that game, but most certainly it was from very, very far out. Still, Atchison stays down, bordering on 3-4 minutes now. This might be the end of his night. I wonder who's going to have to come on the Pons. There is a substitute ready. I'll inform you who it is when I know who it is. On the bench of Pons.
Why so sleepy?
Technically, it's Matty Hubbard, even though we know he's not going to be involved. Nathan Duval is there. Taylor Hunter, of course, involved. Jesse Tharon, as I mentioned. Tim Hilton as well. The only other option is Eugene Arkle. I don't think it'll be the latter. Not quite sure who the natural centre-back replacement is. But he's now going to be ushered to the sidelines, Nathan Atchison. Well, he's on his feet and he's walking. Oh, and Marion have equalised. And Marion have equalised with what looks like another screamer. Anyway, ball back in play here. So 1-1, and that game on the far side will be going to extra time. As it stands, what a game brewing on the far side. Wish we could just leapfrog our camera right into the middle of the pitch. So subs afoot now. Appy has come off, which is a bit of a surprise. Fitzgerald's come on. Is that Sanjakani who's coming off, or is he going to the sideline? That would be a great surprise to me. Oh, ball back in play finally. Ryan Fitzgerald maybe about to get his first touch. Cut in Morsi. Yubi Sweetan sitting in the middle of the pitch for Workers has barely, if at all, touched the ball in the second half. Crazy statement. He came on at half time, don't forget. Searching ball for Wicks. Nothing ball, really. Actually, it looks like Workers might be playing a three-back system. Three-back of De Castro and Blake Ford and Chris Keith. And then Wixie on one wing, Fitzy on the other, and then a midfield three of Morsey and Bazina and McDougall at the top of it. Well, then also here is Ibi Sweetan giving the ball away. And Ahmed Badat. So they've gone to that 3-5-2, which at the start of the year caused some unruly scorelines for them before they switch back to the fullback. Sweetan clipping it out wide. Well handled there. The goalkeeper. What's happened here? Oh, has he held onto the ball for too long, perhaps? So what is the result of that? Oh, he's come out of his box. So what is the result of that now, Mr. Jason McManus, the referee? Well, this could be a huge moment that has to really spark Workers back into the game. A game which they have not been in from the 5th minute onwards. An indirect free kick perhaps to come from the edge of the box. Ibi Sweetan's just copped a push to the chest. So Morsey standing right there. A reminder that in his last season for Ponds, Chris Dalkeith scored three free kicks. Hasn't scored one since. Morsey looks like he's being left the ball by Chris Dalkeith. Two players against their former club, number 5, number 80, Morsey, the number 80. Big chance. It is cut in, Morsey! It's been blocked off the line, I think by Koroma. Brilliant work by the fullback who's having a great day. Yeah, it definitely was him. He is hyped up, and rightly so. He's just saved a certain goal. And that's the kind of commitment today that separated these two teams. Searching ball out wide. Tong closing down Dalkeith. That ball went out as Dalkeith sent it out and away. Workers seemingly unable to compete with this Ponds unit. It's looking like it's going to be 3 straight first round of the final exits in a row as Marion put a very dangerous ball into the box and Dudgeon claims it very well. 1-1 in that game. It's still yet to be seen who Ponds will be versing in next week's game. Second this stream goes and finishes, I'm heading straight over there to watch that one. Bet your bottom dollar. Takasha being closed down by Sker. You could see this coming from a million miles away. This to put the icing on the cake. Sker, brilliant by Fardos Sanjikani. Sker! Blocked. Great save in the end by Dalkeith, who can really, is another one of the only players who can really hold his head high for Workers. A frustrating afternoon. Bazina. Not on the same wavelength as his winger, who predominantly features in reserve grade, Ryan Fitzgerald. Another Marion free kick to come in. Let's see what happens this time. They get the header on and wide it goes. Confirmation it was. Oh, some results from around the ground. Minchinbury have won 2-1 and Prospect have won 1-0. That means Newbury, who were top of the promotion chase no more than a month ago in first grade, are out of the competition. That means that Prospect will verse... Oh, God, I have to use my brain here. Prospect will verse Town Rangers in a grand final qualifier next week. Huge, huge results in PL2. Wow. Newbury out. Oh, and a chance for Sker. Tong is free after his pen. Tong taps it home. Game, set, match decided by a landslide. A brace for Tong. His 5 goals this year have featured 4 against Workers. Bags a brace again, and Ponds have 2 feet now firmly in next week's finals match. The question is just who will they play? Tong returns from international duty, and he comes back on in his first start in the forward line. He's got 2. Workers at 6s and 7s. Not the greatest day for them. It is unfortunately going to be back to the drawing board for them again. I think they should probably just sit in, play some numbers real defensively here, and don't let this get any worse, lads. And we can talk about it all next year on the first podcast as to what's gone wrong today. By the way, those are PL2 results were live updates. The matches, of course, aren't over yet. They all kicked off at 5 as well. That's the way it sits at the moment. Thanks very much to Jack Bergman, who's watching both games right now. I think they've been playing at Ropes Crossing. So he's out there in the Penrith border, watching how those are going. Big thank you to him. Away goes this man, Kodoma. Cuts inside, Ibrahim Kodoma. Sanjakani looking for Tong on a hat-trick. Skur was there. He missed everything, it seems. And out it went. To Castro. Blake Ford. Bazina. Ryan Fitzgerald. That playing like a midfielder at the moment. Oh, and Doonside have scored! So it's going to be Pons versus Marion next week, it seems, as it stands. That's the live update for you. Doonside take the lead again. 2-1 it reads. We knew that one would be close. De La Veda snuffed out there well by Danny Mack. Great turn there. Lovely ball. Sanjakani's been almost perfect today. Skur, great ball. De La Veda wants his 3rd goal of the season and his first in the match of the round. Dalkeith looks injured. An offside flag has been raised and the attack comes to an abrupt end. What a game next door. Calls for a red card to be distributed here on next door for, I think, is Logan Gordon for a tackle on one of the Marion players. That'd be a bad way to respond to going in front. My word. Someone keep an eye on that for me. Will just be yellow. Danny Mack, Ibrahim Sweden, who predicted a win. Given away so silly. Tong on a hat-trick, I remind you. There's Taylor Hunter, by the way, in the 14. One of the only men in BDTV history to rack up the 300 club for appearances. And he marked it with a goal against Marion towards the back end of last year's regular season, if you could remember. Koroma in strong on Wicks. That'll leave a mark. Throwing in the end of the day, it will be for Pons after all that. So Kelvin Ofori will whip in a free kick here as Marion look to respond straight away after Doonside took the lead in that game. Let's see what happens. It's a good ball towards the back stick. It's been cleared away, an offside flag was raised. It's by AR Kiana Roods. We're still waiting for the ball to return back into play here. In the game that we are watching in the match of the round. Not long left to go now. Back in play finally. Chance again. It's again this man. He's won another penalty. Ben Dalkeith has killed him twice and he's off. So maybe it's a free kick. Either way, the day goes from horrible to horrendous. And Sanjikani goes from a 10 out of 10 to an 11. It's been a perfect day for him. He has been sensational. But Benny Dalkeith is off. And now we're going to have to see Workers bring on a substitute goalkeeper and play with less than the required players on the pitch. That is rather unfortunate for the 24-year-old, but there is absolutely no question about the decision. So a free kick, if it had been a penalty, it could have been a yellow. But look at this. This just comes from Avery once again, playing a perfect ball over the top. And this time, I think it's going to be Fardod Sanjikani who takes. Will he have his first penalty of the year? In this fixture last year, he actually scored the penalty in the last seconds of the game to get the win over Doonside and resigned Doonside to the sudden death match against Marion, which they ended up winning, and of course ended up winning the grand final. But Sanjikani has picked up technically an assist for the penalty, a goal to his name, and an assist for the very first goal off of his cross, which takes his match of the round tally of goal contributions to 1 off 10. And if he crosses the 10 mark before the end of his second season, he would render himself as the most prolific goal scorer. But first he needs a goalkeeper to score it against. And Kyle Marshall is the reserve choice goalkeeper. So I imagine Kyle Marshall is the one who now has to stop the one-time Golden Boot runner-up from converting and making it 5-zip as they hunt down another day of dooming Workers to a heavy storyline. Of course, there was literally no doubt. Sanjikani buries it into the bottom left the same way he did this time last year. And he picks up his 4th goal contribution of the day. That one far more explicit. He says he wants the Golden Boot. He was very close to it. But I think this will do a lot of things to rendering him pretty happy. Oh, Workers. Painful one. So off goes Fardod Sanjikani. His last involvement in the game is going to be the penalty he converts for his brace and second assist of the match. 5-zip it is. And Lax Jassy Tharon comes on. A round of applause from his fellow teammates in reserve grade as he does it.
Fellow teammates, baby.
Slipped by Wicks. Koroma. It is now the 3rd consecutive meeting between these two, where the scoreline between Pons and Workers is a differential of 5. And there is still 9 minutes with 10 men for that to become the first to be a differential of 6. As Doonside nearly pluck another long-range effort. So the end of the night for a couple of boys of Workers. Chris Dalkeith is going off. Shin pads are already off. I'm sure he just wants to get off as quickly as he possibly can. So it's just going to be him. I think that's Hayden Narayan coming on. Recently just announced that he and his partner will be welcoming child into the world. Just remember his days back in playing for the 18s beaters of our AYL system. So how fast time moves and life moves. Congratulations to you both, but welcome to the match of the round. Just try and keep yourself nice and composed, kid. Alex Kwok. 7 or 8 minutes left to go in this one. And a day dominated by the Pons. Here is Lax Jesse Tharon, who already has scored against Workers this year in a match of the round. Atchison. Spreads it. Avery picks it up. Oh my word, what a ball again. Is that Taylor Hunter? Just has to make his way out of the box to keep the ball. There's a Marion player on the field. My word, this game has everything. Cross that off your bingo card. Tell you what, I've not seen such low, flat energy in a BDSFA finals match in ever. I can't say a long, long time. I haven't been here that long. Ever. It feels flat. Very, very flat around here, and the real energy is coming from the next game over. This game is over. And it really felt that way after the second goal went in. The thing about this fixture so far this year is that in the first match of the round, which was the first meeting between the two, it was 1-0, then 1-1, and then Pons went on their tear. At halftime in the second meeting between these two, Workers were winning 2-1. So when Pons went in front 2-0 in this game, it just felt like that was already going to be too much. And that is the way, unfortunately, it has panned out. But Aaron Avery has had a stellar footballing match here tonight. He has been exemplary, textbook perfection. And Fadad Senjakani, as a striker, has done everything right. He's worked so hard. Workers in survival mode for the final 5 minutes. Hopefully, for their sake, the referee brings it into this one the second it hits the 90. Doing so nearly score another goal. Oscar Asay with a big save at his near post. Ibrahim Sweden, who was, of course, playing against his old club, of which he spent half a decade, of course. Scored in a grand final, of course, for them. Wicks is still quick. He's been pretty decent off the bench, but hasn't had the help after he's provided service. Missed the days of Chris Wicks being the main attacking outlet at Workers as a switch of play by Danny Mack. Trying to find Ryan Fitzgerald. That's really well done there. If not for the offside flag, bringing an end to the attack. De La Veda. 1-2 there with Taylor Hunter. Two captains of Pons, but losing the ball there. Narayan. Launched long, cleared away Atchison. Bazina loses out, trying too much. Might be Timothy Hilton, I'm not 100% sure. Very, very far away at this point of the night. Three and a half minutes to go. I promised you in the intro of this match that it would be a close one, because that's what history has indicated will happen. It has not been that, and for that I apologise for getting your hopes up. A chance here for some mere consolation. Blocked wide, and out it goes. Three to go. Less. A corner for the Blacktown Workers. Toonside look to put a two-goal cushion in their game. Good ball in. They've done it. They have done it. It's going to be Marion versus Pons next week. And there is now no doubt about it. So strap yourselves in. Put your timer on for Friday night for the podcast and get excited forward in the process as Workers look to find a way to put their names on the score sheet. If not saved by Connor Gilbert. Marion, the premiers, the 4 straight premiers, and of course the club champions 4 straight as well, going down currently 3-1 to their old adversaries in Doonside. Less than 2 minutes to go. Here is Aaron Avery, player of the match. Lots of support from some fans here today. Jassy Tharon. Dilly-dallying, but he's been able to keep it. Batted into there by Bozzino. Well held up there. Back to Jassy Tharon. Now on the touchline, Skur back in behind for Jassy Tharon. Been prolific in reserve grade this year. McDougall's just swiped out at him there. Oh, yellow card quite clearly. Won't matter in the grand scheme of things of the season. But he's clearly taken out both of his feet there in pure frustration. Beaten by the fresher legs of Jassy Tharon. It's a great footballer's name, isn't it? That one. A chance for goal number 6. Less than 60 seconds to go. De Oliveira. This could be it. It's gone wide. That could just be the final chance of the game. If not given a corner. It will be a corner, so De Oliveira will go from set piece provider on this near side to corner kick taker on the far side. In a game crying for the final whistle. In it comes. Worst ball of the night by De Oliveira, but that's saying something. Chance for Avery! Blocked. It'll be his first match of the round without a goal. That's not to diminish anything from his performance. He has been absolutely textbook tonight. De Oliveira towards the back stick. Back in across the face of goal, cleared away. He just about stayed out for the time being. We're into added on time now. Anything here is at the discretion of the referee. De Castro will run away. Send Wicks in behind. Atchison trying to close him down. Pons boys back in numbers, a sign of things to come in this final series. And when they are on song, they can play football like this. Avery is too good. He's a cheat code as Skur sends it wide. How does he do it? Oh God, it's actually scary. It'll be a corner again. Avery is frighteningly good. Really watching Aaron Avery, it puts me in my place. Which I remind you is all age 7. Already nearly 2 minutes into added on time. Workers not being shown any mercy here. You'll earn your way out of this game. Breeze favours the long ball, as you can see by the corner flag. Captain Taylor Hunter to deliver that ball in as Skur went for the spectacular. Here is Avery again. Well, don't give him space to cross this one back in. He's going to be allowed that space, it seems. Looks for Skur. Maybe his radar was off on this one occasion. Seconds left to go in this one. Bozzino, Brendan. Workers, of course, playing with 10 men. Fitzy. So good there, Jassy Tharon. Aaron trying to twist and turn. Eventually losing out Ibi Sweetan. This will be close. This will be real close. Well read there by Connor Gilbert. Brave goalkeeping as he sends it into the adjacent game. Thomas, how much time left? 1 minute, he says. One minute left before we have our first confirmed grand final ticket showdown. It's now more than likely to be the modern rivalry the standard bearer derby between Pons and, of course, Marion next week. There it is. That will do it. That will finally do it. Pons progress on a day where Workers, outside of the first 5 minutes, didn't really seem like they had a chance to compete with this level of team. The difference between what this Pons team showed last week to this week is a frightening discrepancy between their roof and their ceiling and their floor. And geez, their ceiling, their roof is very, very, very high. Be afraid, statement made. 4 goal contributions for Fardod Sanjakani, which includes, of course, winning 2 penalties, one of which he converted. A really good day for Tong, who got a brace as well. But honestly, amid all of that, despite no goals to his name, it might just be Avery, Aaron Avery, AA Batteries, who gets his place, the cameraman, as the man of the match. My name is Mark DePoli. Thanks so much for tuning in. My commiserations to Workers who, you know, in 6 months' time when we're back around the podcast world, I will ask them all the questions you want to hear. But until then, 5-0, and it will be Marion versus Pons next week. See you later.